So good morning, good morning. This is our Wednesday morning mastermind call. If you have got some music pumping there in the background, can you just mute yourself while I try and figure out who it is? I'm not sure which one of you it was. Pop your music off now if you are listening to this.
Alexa, and
That's it, or tell Alexa to do it. At least my Alexa doesn't even listen to me. It's like I say, Alexa, do such and such. Like, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that one. I'm like, they'll figure it out eventually, right? So welcome to our Wednesday morning mastermind. I am looking forward to sharing this with you, and it is all about this morning, obviously sharing ideas, best practices, things that you've got going on in your team, things that are working great for you, acknowledging I love to hear your team cup names as well, because obviously we've got team cup coming up in February, and maybe Alex will be able to support us on this one in sharing anything that she learnt in her time, because for those of you that don't know, Alex, who's nodding her head now over here or giving us a wave, used to work corporately over in the States in the Utah office, and she supported Arno, so she knows all about Team Cup and probably can share some insider tips for us here. Did you work with the Canadian team? Darn it. But hey, never mind. It's all good. You'll still have some great stuff that you can share with us this morning. But I also wanted to go through some things about being like self-sufficient as well, because as coaches that turn up every time to these meetings, or you're actively building a business, it's all about being self-sufficient and finding solutions to problems. Because as we know, occasionally they come up, but it's knowing where to go to get these problems sorted. So I'm going to go through a little mini training on FAQs and show you where you can go and find some answers, because I think it's really good for people to kind of go to these kind of resources that we've spent years, I know, here at Beachbody, put it into place to make your life a lot easier. But also, as you're going on the journey as a coach and you're now developing as a leader and leading a team, you're going to want to really create a self-sufficient team for yourself as well, so that you're not being constantly hounded with questions. The answers are already written up on a board for you. So I want to kind of guide you where to go to find answers, and to really support you along that journey of like how powerful this FAQ website is that we have here. So let me do that first, just as a resource, because many of you have been in the business for a while, or you're just starting, and you're also just starting new people. So if you have been in a while, you're now growing a team, and you'll realize very quickly that your time starts to run out. The more team members you've got, the less time you've got for yourself. And so being the resource that everybody goes to for any answers to question, it sounds great at the beginning, and it's great interacting with your team and being that hero. However, you soon get to the point where you've got so many people in your team that you can't be that resource, and actually you need to redirect them somewhere else. So doing that from the get-go and right at the beginning really helps you to create a self-sufficient kind of taking responsibility kind of team. And that's what we all want at the end of the day. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you some really great resources. Now, the first one, if you bear with me, and if somebody could give me a really good nod of the head when they see the screen being shared. That one there I want. Oh, hold on a second. Safari, that one there. Okay, so Bola, I see you at the top there. Can you see my screen right now? Yep, perfect. And you see Facebook? Awesome. So Facebook is an awesome resource for all of us in many different ways. Now, obviously, we've got the Beachbody UK coaches page, which is this page here. I've just clicked on, you'll see it. It will have the teambeachbodycup.com and all of the headers up there. That's our kind of group point. That's where we all meet. That's where I will post most notifications onto this, and it's a really great resource for you to find out information. Now, if I've ever got any files to upload or any videos that we're posting, you can either scroll through and search for a topic. So over here you've got search this group, and you can put, I don't know, Team Cup. Let's pop that in there because it's hot topic at the moment. Over here, oh, if I spell it right, that would be really good. Team Cup over here in the search bar. Click search. And for those of you that don't realize that this is a resource, it's really slow here, internet, obviously, and I'm on Zoom as well, which is not helping. Once you put a search in this bar over here, it's currently looking for anything within this group where we've mentioned Team Cup, or if anybody's mentioned Team Cup. And so what it will always do is rise to the top all of the responses with regards to Team Cup. Now I see some people chatting. Let me just check to see. Hi. No worries, Lynn. You're good. So now it's searching for all things Team Cup, and it's come up with a blank page. I love it when it works. Love it when it goes right. Obviously, internet is not great today. Oh, it was just about to do it. Let's try again. Come on, work for me. Do you know what? For those of you that were with me at Super Sunday, you're like now feeling my pain all over again when technology is not my friend, and it's just how you deal with it. You know, let's talk amongst ourselves. There we go. It's now working. So we have here Team Cup. Can you see what it's done? Literally, any time Team Cup has been mentioned, it's highlighted that word, and it's bringing up every single post where we've mentioned Team Cup. So if you've got a member of your team and you're trying to look for a specific video, or you want to ask something around, you know, a topic, always go into this search bar over here on any group, and it will bring up answers for you. Now, the reason why I say any group is for those of you that are in other groups, like, I don't know, 411 page, which is also a great resource, and you all want to be on there. This is like a really good way to find trainings and like notifications really quickly before you come to me or before you go to your upline. Just always go and search in here. And another thing I would say is for those of you that maybe are on the Beachbody Champions page. Oh my goodness, this is so slow today. This is like perfect day for us doing something online. If you're not in the Beachbody Champions page, that's also another one that you can go to. If you're not on mute yet, can you just mute yourselves out for me, please? Because we can hear you talking on the phone. Actually,
yeah, it's obviously seed accounts.
There we go. I've just muted you. Thank you. So if you go to Beachbody Champions, for example, and the reason why I'm using this one is because Beachbody Champions very much is like an open forum. Although it gets monitored, people kind of ask anything and say anything that, you know, that they want on there. And so if somebody came to me last week talking, I think, about diabetes and whether Shakeology was suitable for somebody with diabetes, do you know where I would go? Because obviously we can't advise them on anything to do with this. We always kind of refer them back to their doctors to start off with. However, I can guarantee you that over in America and Canada, probably 10,000 coaches have already asked the same question. So if we ever get to an Beachbody Champions page, there we go. Look, isn't this the power of fast internet? And now I'm in Beachbody Champions page. If I put in here diabetes and then click search, and we all hum amongst ourselves while we wait for this to arrive, this will literally bring up every single post that has ever been written about diabetes. So do you see this now? Yeah, so we're talking about children, we're talking about adults. Has anyone had bypass surgery? Is nearing diabetes? And all of the answers to other coaches and the solutions that they found are posted in here. So this is a really good resource for finding out answers that other coaches have had. So maybe we're not experiencing it here yet, but over in America and Canada, they may have the answer already. So always use this as an option to search for an answer. Okay, so make sure you share that with your team. So remember, everything I share with you on these mastermind calls is not just for you. Don't keep it like the best kept secret. Make sure you pass this on to your teams, and you'll be wanting to teach stuff like this, because as your team grows, this is where coaches now become self-sufficient. So the other tools that we have, obviously I mentioned FAQs. And so on our teambeachbody.com website, we have our coach back office, obviously. And I want to share with you the coach FAQs here. Now, things to remember when you're in it is obviously change your flag to the UK. Mine always automatically goes to the US because I am, we kind of buffer off of our IP address and our VPN over in America. So we always flip over. However, you want to make sure you're in the UK. And then you want to go to coach and then coach FAQs. Don't just go to FAQs, because coach, it will automatically default to customer FAQs, and then you may not find what you're looking for. So go into coach FAQs, and in here, you type the question for the thing that you're looking for. So let's look at, I don't know, what do I need to hit Success Club? And press search. And then it just brings up everything to do with Success Club. So it talks about all of the different incentives related to Success Club, how you like the promotions, what Success Club actually is. So everything that you need to know about Success Club is in there. I was a bit fooled by this to start off with because this is an orange, and I fed this back that I would instantly think that it hasn't found what I need, but actually it does. So just ignore the fact that it's orange and just put in questions up there. And it will bring up your answers for you. Now if you get somebody on the phone, like you're brand new, you're an Emerald coach, you've just got somebody in your team and she's asking you lots of questions to start off with, or even if you're talking to somebody that's a potential coach and they come up with a question that you don't know the answer to, I can pretty much guarantee the answer will be an FAQ. And literally, I did it right at the beginning and I still do it now. If somebody asks me a question, I don't know the answer, I'm like, bear with me. I'll go straight to FAQs and the answers are all there. Everything is there. If there's something not there, then obviously go direct back to your upline or come to us. But these resources are in there so that you don't need to kind of come to us where the funnel's quite big coming through to just me as the UK head of coach development versus the resources you've got on a massive FAQ there. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out, if I just flick back to the coach FAQ homepage, la-di-da, we do a little sing and dance while we wait for the internet to catch up with my voice. Let me just hit refresh, take this out. There we go. Back to this homepage. Now, some of you have come back with some things like maybe there's been a BOD like issue. So for those of you that got iPhone 7s, you'll fully relate to this. When you download stuff at the moment, there was like a little fuzz, or there has been a little fuzz on the screen. Things like this get talked about in hot topics. Hot topics and any monthly announcements go into the 411. So for anyone that doesn't know, and for me who I didn't know at the time, 411 is like an information center. It's a bit like our 118 or our 192 like we used to have it. It's now 411 for us. And this is where you'll find hot topics. So things that coaches have maybe reported, if there's any problems going on, if there's an incentive that's just been launched, all of the hot topics will go into this one page here. So you can go in. So if you've got a problem, or a tech issue or anything like that, you can go in here and have a look, see, okay, has anyone else reported this? Is this something that they know about already? And if it is, so like here we go, BOD on iOS downloaded workouts, poor video quality. You can just click on that FAQ and know that somebody's reported it and they're working on it. Now this gives you more confidence when you're talking to your customers and explaining to them, yeah, we're working on it, this is awesome. So there we go. So I would say that bit's there. So you've got your alerts of things that are going on here. Hot topics, Success Club, Coach Office, 80-day obsession, talking about obviously 80-day obsession is our hot topic. And then you've got your January announcements going in there as well. And obviously as soon as we hit February, February's will be uploaded there. So this is a really great kind of go-to for you, even to catch up, like each month on the first of the month, make it like a deal with yourself that you're going to go and catch up on all of the things that are happening in the month of February. And so obviously you've got all of the January kind of announcements there. You don't want to miss out on anything. And sometimes emails go into junk folders or you miss something because we have like 10,000 junk emails come through every day. This is a really great resource for you to go in and kind of give it as a best practice for you to teach your team to come here once a month, probably at the beginning of the month, just to check what's going on in that month. Does that make sense? All good? Perfect. And then again, like I said, you can always just search in the search bar for something that you would like. Now, I also get asked about where forms are and how you change, like do a return order or maybe update account information, or as it says here, request coach customer change, check order status. All of those are here as well. So use this and make sure that when you're bringing on a new coach, you train this part of the business. This is really important. Alternatively, you can point them in the direction of this video and make sure they go and watch this video. That will save you a job. There we go. You're using the resources that we've provided for you. So there's an option for you there. To make sure that everybody becomes self-sufficient entrepreneurs. And that's what we're doing. We're developing people that can lead a team of their own, not somebody that's dependent on you. You want people that can be self-sufficient and go off and run their own businesses. And this is the resource. And this is what's, we talk about being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. This is one of those examples, because if this was your own business, literally you would have to do all of this. You don't need to. You just need to teach them the great stuff and encourage them and point them in the right direction. This gives them the freedom to go out and do the things that are income producing. So there we go. So that's our FAQ. Now, I want to go back to our homepage on Facebook. Not a great photo to go back to. Good old Liz Dow. She's often off to Mexico. Right, so Beachbody homepage. And so over here, obviously our events, every upcoming event will be posted in here. So you'll get to see all the things that are going to be happening. So make sure you kind of tap into that from time to time. The videos that we upload will all get loaded into this section here. So every Facebook Live that I do, or the morning ones, if you think, where do I go for that? There they go. They're all in here. Look, all the videos have just been put into a folder. This is a really great place to send people as well, because obviously all of the videos from pre-launch are in here as well. And that was really useful information for everyone. So go into that one too. Photos, we all know what photos are. We all use those. Files. Now, files I will upload from time to time. So things like your pre-order form for 80-Day Obsession, the how to get a yes, like the go for no forms, things like that will always be in the file section. So this is definitely worth going to. And occasionally I'll go into the Beachbody Champions page and I'll get files from there, because I just think, oh, I wonder what they're doing over there. There's got to be something good over there, especially if I watch a YouTube video and somebody talks about a file, because they are so good at sharing things that they're doing that are best practices and working. I'll pop over to the Champions page and look to see if there was like a file attached to that video. And so definitely worth going in there to see what everyone else is using. So there's some great trackers. The Go for No document I got from over there as well. I was going to end up creating my own. Went in, just searched Go for No. Somebody had already posted one and created one. Happy days. That's what we call like modeling excellence, I like to call it. It's not called pinching somebody else's work or pinching someone's ideas. It's called modeling excellence. If somebody's doing something great, just go and do what they're doing. There's a reason why it's working. Success definitely leaves clues. So obviously you've got your trackers in here, your transformation story questionnaires. So lots and lots of like files and resources for you in both this one and in the Champions page for you. And then lastly, I want to make sure that you are all on this Facebook page here, Team Beachbody Coach 411. Now, the reason why you're going to definitely want to be on this one is because starting at the beginning of February, all of our national wake-up calls are going to be coming live. Yes, you heard it right, my friends. Live. That means there's no recording, no pre-setup. Definitely going to have to be wearing makeup on a Monday morning and be super organized. We will be going live from this page. So you're going to be wanting to follow this page. Now, that's not the only reason you want to be on this page, because Laura, who works in this office, puts tons of effort into all of the content that appears on this page. So this, again, is like your information kind of page. This is where you go to get what's happening. So like you can see, there we go. There's the lovely umbrella that you're going to win when you hit Success Club 5 or above within the month of February. Or the National Wake Up Call replay stuff's in here. So I get asked a lot of time, where do I get the replay info? It's always posted on this Team Beachbody 411 page. So this, as a priority, is definitely go and like this page. You'll see all of the information gets shared. There's some really great content on here talking about incentives, etc. And so Laura is monitoring this kind of every day, and she updates stuff and keeps everybody up to date with everything that's happening that's relevant to the UK. So everyone go like that page and get ready for the beginning of February when you get to see us going live on this page with our National Wake Up Call versus calling in. So remember that. Don't start dialing the number on the beginning of February. You're going to need to watch us live on the video. Okay, so has that helped with resources and how to be a self-sufficient coach for yourself, but teaching it for your team? And I wouldn't wait. I would do that from the beginning, is really creating a self-sufficient business for your coaches. Okay, so let me stop sharing the screen. Would anyone else like to share somewhere that they found a really great resource or something that they're doing that would be really helpful with everyone else? And this is like, remember, this is not a shy place. This is where we all get to talk to each other, not just me talking. You can unmute yourself. Anyone? Just wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. Oh, Neil wants to talk. There you go. Go, Neil. Go, Neil.
I've had trouble, you might notice, getting clients and stuff, and even getting people to notice me. What I've started doing is videos based on results. Right, the thing is, I've been watching Facebook for months, and I've got lots of MLMers on mine, and all of them are going, this stuff works really well, get it now, it works, honest to God, I'm not lying, it works. Where's the proof? I mean, I'm sorry, you've got a picture, I will show you how easy it is to fake a picture, a before and after. Hang on. All right.
Hold on a minute, you're not getting dressed, you're not getting undressed.
I'm going to see a fat stomach.
It's not that kind of call, Neil. No, don't do it. No, I'm joking.
All right, this was me 3 months ago, right? This was me after drinking the Super Juice Plus. Yeah, truth is, they're so easy to fake. Sorry. I'm on one this morning. But
you had too much Energize.
You know, these things are so easy to fake. So I'm actually starting to show proof. I'm doing bi-weekly videos with results and stuff like that, and people are really noticing and really starting to pay attention to those now, as opposed to the posts where there's 1,000 of them going, drink this, try this. So I think, honestly, is actually going to work more on proof than anything else at the moment.
Oh, I am so with you. And obviously you're all aware that one of our vital behaviours is being a product of the product. And we were, fully conscious that when we launched here in the UK, we'd had some great transformations, but none of them have been, well, I say none of them have been because people were drinking Shakeology, but apparently some people were smuggling them into the country. So, obviously we don't have that proof of people drinking Shakeology. And this is why it takes time, to create that transformation and follow the whole journey and be real. Those videos that I'm seeing out there of everybody, actually doing stuff. You can't push your tummy out like that when you're actually doing a workout. That's like, it's either out or in. There's no control over it. And so people are getting to follow people's journeys too. And yeah, I love that. It is, be a product of the product. And one of the reasons why I asked people to post yesterday, and, it was fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that, is because I know we've had some great transformations outside of 80-Day Obsession. However, 80-Day Obsession will also be an amazing launch pad for your business, because it is a really kind of condensed program where it's no brainer you're going to get a result if you follow the program. And that was the idea, was that we just create a whole load of transformation stories, but keep sharing them. Don't just, it's not just yours. It's like, have conversations, go live with people, and have actual conversations. You can see it in people's faces. There was one lady, actually, I haven't posted her yet, but she sent me a message last night. Let me find her. And she sent me a photo of her at the Super Sunday, and it was amazing. It was like, that was her photo. She's done 80-Day Obsession for 1 week, and her photo she sent me last night, if I can find it, hold on, I will find it before the end of the call, because I have, as you can imagine, quite a few messages coming through, is unbelievable. And that whole confirmation, that whole face change, people can see that. That's like, you can't breathe that in and out. Obviously you can go like that, but people would notice if you're doing that. So be a product of the product, let people follow your journey, not just this is me today, this is me tomorrow. I mean, I've seen before and afters with people when they were with different companies, and I'm like, well, you were using that when you were in another company. And MLMers are, are that, they're known for that, but that's what makes us stand out and be very different. Something else like we talked about yesterday was obviously not just doing the whole before and afters. All of you are a product of the product of like Portion Fix. Most of you are following that kind of system. That is also being a product of the product. And it is a really great way of kind of connecting with people who their biggest challenge is probably food, and then it's exercise. So let's kind of coach them and show them another way. And somebody's talked yesterday and said that they've got an absolutely great response from sharing that kind of information versus, the exercise stuff. So we've got a whole variety of things that we can be a product of. So thanks for sharing that, Neil. Appreciate that. Okay, does anyone else want to share? Things that are working. Alex.
Okay,
yeah.
So of course all these things are great, and like Neil just said, your own personal experience is going to be the thing that most people are attracted to. But as far as SJ was asking, like, where do you go to find answers to questions that you might not know yet? Google has always done that for me. You know, Google, you can Google anything, and there's threads and threads and threads of all these different chat groups that even if they were 10 years ago, it was probably the same question. And you see a handful of different answers, and there's doctors answering it who are Beachbody coaches. So, and when you see a couple of the same answers pop up for that question, then you're pretty confident that that's most likely that answer. And that's kind of how I lead. Instead of asking my upline or asking whoever, I try to figure out the answer by myself if it's something that I can do. And I've found that Google has allowed me to do that. If the FAQ doesn't do that, if you can't search it for it on the Facebook group like SJ just showed, Google has never let me down.
Definitely agree with you on that one. Google, I forgot. How did I forget Google? I like an Alexa. You can ask Alexa. Like, so it's like Google pretty much everything. There are always answers there. Oh, bear with me. Hold on 2 seconds. Hello? Why are you not on the mastermind call? That's all right. I'm just on the call. I'll speak to you later. Bye. There we go. She'll remember that next week. So I want to show you this photo now of this lady who sent me her before and after from week 1. And obviously not everyone's going to have this transformation in such a short period of time. But I thought it was really quite inspirational. So, you know, you are on your own journey. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. You know, we're talking about it here in the office this morning about, you know, somebody mentioned the scales, and Thomas, who's got autumn sitting on his little shoulder, was like, you're not supposed to stand on the scales. Yeah, you know, we find ourselves doing that. So make sure you're measuring yourself and actually noticing the non-physical changes that are in your body, which is why, you know, on my video this morning, I talked about who is actually feeling better. And I'm like bouncing off the walls at the moment. My children literally this morning were just looking at me like I'd lost the plot completely, because I just feel better. And you know, for me, it's not about what I look like. It's about how I feel inside. And I've got so much more energy. But this lady who I'm going to share now, her screenshot, I was like, well, when was that photo taken? You can see in the background, it's actually from our event last week. Can you see her photo now? Give me a nod if you can. What an amazing transformation already for this lady. She is working full out on HT Obsession, following the meal plan to a T, and you can see it in her face, if not anywhere else. Obviously, we can't see the rest of her body, and this is another thing that I would say that's really important is, as much as you hate those before photos, just go and take them. You know, I was commenting yesterday on the amount of people that looked like 10 years younger, so it wasn't just about the physical change you could see as in size-wise or muscles or whatever. It was like they looked younger. I mean, this woman already does. This is like a week since like Super Sunday. So I want to acknowledge this person who couldn't actually share her photo. And that was Samantha. So she couldn't share it on the page, but she sent it to me privately and said she was happy for me to share. So I want to say well done to everyone that's getting a transformation, and look for the subtle things that you that are changing, and really remember when you're struggling, it's like, how do I feel? I feel so much better after I do that workout. If you can kind of like tin that and like keep it, just remember that every time you're having a tough day and you don't actually want to work out. So fabulous. Anyone else want to share anything before I go over to Alex, who's going to help me? And she didn't know about this, about Team Cup, and talking about how important that is now that she's on here. Anyone got anything they would love to share? I might not be able to see you if you're waving, so just unmute yourself and speak up. Oh, you're also quiet. One day, it won't just be my voice, will it?
I can share if you like.
Oh, Chris, perfect, thank you.
Right, I've been using a brand new system that I've picked from Team Genesis. Have been using it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And what it basically is, it's like a daily productivity chart where you go through each day and score yourself on as you complete tasks. So whether it's like your daily posts, drinking your Shakeology, doing your workout, inviting people, you know, recruiting a new coach, so on and so forth. And depending on what item it is, you score points. So at the end of the day, you target sort of, you know, at the beginning of the week, you set yourself a goal of saying maybe 20 points a day. And as you work through the week, you can see what you've been doing, where you've been progressing, where you need to sort of target. So obviously there's always the rule of 3, but in reality, you may not always do that, but you can sort of monitor it as you go. And what I've been finding with it is it's brilliant for sort of new coaches. And as they come in, I can say, if you do 10 points a day to start off with, and then as I see them progressing with that, I can say, now you need to do 20 points a day, and so on and so forth. And it's been working really well for me. And I'll gladly share the chart with the group if you'd like.
That would be amazing. If you can add that into the Emerald Coaches page, that would be a really great resource for everyone. If you're not yet in the Emerald Coaches page, then obviously just tap me up, give me a nudge, and I'll pop you in there. Are there prizes when you hit points? Like, do points mean prizes?
There could be. There isn't in my team at the moment. We're only a team of 5, like my actual, coaching group.
Yeah.
But probably in bigger groups, there definitely are. This is something that they've only just introduced in the group that I've been working with, above me.
I love it.
It's a really good way of sort of monitoring what you're doing and what everyone else is doing and how you can improve.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I absolutely love it. And for those of you that know, I'm well, maybe you don't know how passionate I am about Team Cup, and actually us like doing really well at this, and somebody in the UK winning something as a team, but us all coming together kind of to put us on the map. And I think having something like that would be really good during that month. Obviously it's good any month, but this is a really great month for us to kick it off with. And so, if you could share that for us, that would be awesome. And I think I'll do some prizes. We'll do some Team Cup stuff. There'll be lots of fun going on in that month, and some serious kind of like accountability stuff. So this will be, I talked to Arno last night and I said, I'm kind of doing like a HIIT workout for like growth for the business. So whereas you go and do like a HIIT workout and it would be like a massive workout for a little bit, it wouldn't be sustainable for you to do it for the whole year, because, keeping that consistency up and keeping going constantly is really important. But Team Cup just gives you like a sprint, and then you can go back to being consistent. So anyone that's interested in having a sprint for 28 days in the month of February, I have done tons of homework. I am listening to Eric Worre, Go Pro, and downloaded all of his trainings so that I can now pass it on to you to give you some really great resources to help you kind of do a HIIT workout for your business throughout the month of February. And it's not going to be for everyone. It'll probably terrify the life out of some people. However, interestingly, I spoke to someone yesterday about it and said, look, this is it. It's like, go out and invite more people than you thought was possible into like a free group or a clean week. And she said, well, I normally invite about 3. I was like, okay, we'll try like 50 or 100. And so, yesterday I said that. Today she's done that. 5 people have committed to a group already. That's the power of a HIIT workout. And that's the power of what we can create in the month of February. And having something like that where we can mark points as well, and me kind of giving out some swag would really help, I think, with the team spirit. So although you're all going to be in your own teams, know that you're going to be in one large United Kingdom team, because believe it or not, corporately, we have little competitions too. And so there's a big kind of competition between the countries and also regions. So I'm very passionate about making sure that the UK wins something corporately too. So I'll make sure that I pass that all back down to you guys as well. So I see that there's some more chat. Let me just have a little look, see if someone's asking some questions, if anyone else too. You have 3 customers 2 days already today. Blah, blah, blah. Can you, I will. Right. So those of you that are asking about the Emerald Coach, can you send me a message on Facebook? Because as soon as I close this chat down, this Zoom down, this chat just disappears. So if I've missed anybody asking in there, I don't get to see it. So just send me a little nudge with regards to joining the Emerald Coach page. So before I go over to Alex, who is now like probably, well, I'm sure she's not sweating. She's used to stuff like this. Like some people are like, oh my gosh, she's coming to me next. Alex, I would love you to share some like words of wisdom for things that you heard happening over in the US and Canada during Team Cup month. Any hints, tips, insider info, scoops that you can share with everybody here, and how important it is actually to be on part of a team?
Yeah, of course. So when I worked at corporate, I worked from anywhere from 2 stars all the way up to 15 stars. And during Team Cup months, I would feel like it was the most energy. It was probably the funnest time as well to talk to the coaches, because everybody had this extra sense of urgency, this extra sense of competition, but fun, and bringing their team actually with them. It's not just them this month. It's a team of people. So everybody all the top coaches had teams, which should show you one thing at first. Like, if you want to be a top coach and if you want to build your business, do what they do. They all have teams. So when I was at corporate, I saw that. And then, like, all the statistics that you've probably heard by now and have seen, they're all true. You know, if you have a team cup team, your business is going to be better in February and going forward than if you did not. And that's just truth. And I've experienced that now that I'm a coach now as well. I mean, when you're corporate, it's easy to say, it's easy just to tell you about statistics. But when you actually are coaching and you have your own team and you do your own team cup, you see it in your own business. And so I was able to do that once I got out. I've done all the team cups so far, and it truly has been the month that has really accelerated my business and my coach's business. So it's definitely something that you want to do. And I even have coaches say, you know what, you got to be in it to win it. And absolutely, you have to be in it to win it. I mean, there's no reason not to be in it in the first place. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do anything, you don't do anything, but there's no big deal. But like, if you're doing stuff and you want to bring some people along with you, then get in it. So make sure everybody's registered no matter what. And then some tips and tricks, I guess, some things that I found that have worked, and basically is after working with all these coaches who were successful during the Team Cup, is a couple different things. Of course, start your own Facebook group for your team. So have an own private Facebook group for your team where you guys can come together and share and cheer each other on. When I've done the best, I've created some kind of like thermometer where you have your goal at the top, and every day or every other day you kind of plug in and work your way up so you can kind of see where you are toward your guys' goal, whatever that goal that you guys set for yourself. So it's more visual. It's really fun to do that kind of thing. I actually took a couple notes when SJ said this. So it's also a place to, of course, share discussions. So anytime that I'm messaging with a customer or potential customer, and you make that sell and you get somebody started, I screenshot that whole entire conversation and put it on that page so they can see exactly what I'm saying, exactly how the conversation went, exactly how I overcame objections. So they're getting that word by word type of, or I guess, play by play action for that. So that's a great place to share that. We recognize all the time on that page. So like a thermometer, we also do things like ring the bell. So I put a picture of a bell up, and if somebody sells a challenge pack or HD, they get to go ding, ding, and everybody's like, yay, congratulations, that's awesome. How did you do it? So it's a place for recognition for just your team to build. You can also go for no. I know we talk about that a lot. You can have a standing post. How many no's did you get today? That kind of check-in. It's just a place to have your own kind of community for your team where you can cheer each other on and do that kind of fun stuff without, I guess, bothering your bigger team. Another thing that we do is we have a group thread, a Facebook Messenger thread just with our group. So I know you're like, why would you have a page and also a thread that you can message? There's a difference, and you guys, I'm sure you've figured that out by now. It's so much easier to kind of pop something on a message thread really fast where everybody goes ding, 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 and they see it, and they see it, and you can kind of converse quickly. So we have our own little message thread where we do daily check-ins. We cheer people on. Another thing I've noticed with a lot of people, newer coaches here in the UK, they get excited and they have somebody hooked. Like, they're on the hook, and then they kind of freeze. They don't know what to say now, and this person's interested. Oh my gosh, like, what do I say? And so we role play. We role play with them, and every now and then Eddie and I will reach out just randomly, and they know that it's going to be random, and just pretend like we're somebody who's interested in a product or interested in what they're doing, and we role play that conversation. So it's out of nowhere, and we say, hey, Caroline, I've seen what you've been doing. It looks like you're working out and feeling better. What are you doing? So that way they get used to this conversation. So the next time a real potential customer comes across, they're not as like, whoa, what do I say? So role playing has really started working with our newer coaches. So that's something that we're doing. So that's when it comes to like your team and tips and pointers that I've heard from other coaches and I've done myself, and it really does help. I promise those two things help so much during this. And then what SJ said, I've invited the most I've ever invited during these months. Like, it's ridiculous how many people I invite. but the numbers pop up and I get more people, and so does everybody else. So the more invites, the better. I know even if you're used to doing 3, like Shay said, do 50. Like blow your number out of the water. And I promise you, it's just the more people you talk to, the more people you get in a free group, the more people you get interested in learning more about what you're doing, the more people who will say yes. And that's just how it happens. So invite. Start a Facebook group with just you and your team, and then start a message thread with you and your team, and just daily conversations. And then the last thing, I guess we do a Zoom call with just our Team Cup team every week. So whether that's Monday to start the week off, or Sunday night to talk about the past week or what we're going to do, every week we connected like this, because it's so good to see people face to face, to come back together. We did recognition at the beginning. We talked about obstacles. We just talk about what we've been talking about on our Facebook group or thread, but we're face to face now. So it just kind of builds that team bond again and re-energizes everybody to push hard that next week. I kind of talked really fast there, but that's what I've learned from listening to the coaches that I worked with when I was at corporate, and now have done two of these team cups with the 5 players on your team, twice already. This will be my 3rd time, and every time we've achieved, everybody's achieved both prizes. We haven't kicked the Canadians' butt yet, but one of these times we will, and I think it's going to be this time, and we are signing up in England. So England is going to kick butt.
Good. I'm so excited about that. It's so funny because I didn't introduce who you were fully, and when you said, so when I got out, I was like, she sounds like she's got out of prison. I'm like, no, you didn't get out of prison. When she left corporate. So for those of you that are like, it's like, it's not that bad here, honestly, but it's so good. So it's an amazing company to work for. But Alex is like, 1-star diamond. For those of you that don't know her husband Eddie is actually from the UK, so they've got that whole American British thing going on. So Alex, that was like really valuable information, and great tips as well. And it's fab that you're here as a team in England, because we want to kick their butts too. I love Emily Rubidas to bits, and we still want to kick her butt. So, and I'm sure everybody's like that. That's like the main goal.
I think a way that the Canadians do it really fast, and if you looked in the rules, of course you get 1 point for every success club. But if you advance in rank, you get 3. So when you're forming your teams, and this is easier for UK coaches because not a lot of people have advanced yet, look for brand new coaches who have the opportunity to advance to Emerald, because if you have you and 4 coaches who can go to Emerald real fast, that's like 3, 6, 9, that's like a lot of points right there. So think about those things as you're creating your team, or if you already have them on the team. When you advance, that's a better, easier way to advance your numbers. So I know that's what she does too. She always looks for coaches who are brand new, who can advance really fast and really bump up those numbers.
That was like real insider tips there. That's like good to know. And it's fantastic. And yeah, you get 3 points. So everybody in that team cup wants to. You want to have like some drive. And the chances of you doing it in this month are like, I don't know how many more times, like 30 times more likely or something ridiculous like that. So it's a fantastic opportunity for you. Now, the group that I'm doing, obviously I'm doing this training on a Thursday that may scare the bejesus out of some of you, and others may go, I'm in, all in. I'm committed. I'm going to do this HIIT workout for the month of February. It starts tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And I've been doing the training from Eric Worre, where it's how to find 20 in 30 days, which I thought is quite good for the fact that we have 28 days, but for the month of February. And so there's a real system behind it and how many people you need to invite. So I'm going to be going through all of that training with you as well. So get excited. If you're not in a team, make sure when I post the notification today with regards to team, if you're not in one, you pop your name there. I don't want anyone left behind. This is your time to shine. This is your time not only to shine, but to come together with 4 other people who you probably never met before. They don't have to be, even if you're the only person here and your upline is in America and you don't know anybody, this is the perfect time to start buddying up with people here in the UK. You do not need to be in the same team. In fact, it's probably quite nice if you're not, because you get all the skill sets coming together and you can share best practices happening across rank too. So make sure everybody gets included. Recognition, love the fact that you mentioned that, Alex, because it is really important. Cheer each other on, like make it fun. This is your month to just really embrace like the fun side of our business, and then keep it going for the rest of the year, because that's what Carl's about for this year, is making it fun and enjoying what you do. So before I go off, has anyone got anything they would love to ask as a question, any burning topics, or if anything you'd like to ask Alex as well off the back of that, let me know. Pop it in the chat so I know you're there, because there's so many of you. I can't see everyone's faces if you're waving at me. Nope, looks all quiet. So if you're not yet registered, chances are you're going to get a phone call from me today if you are Emerald Coach or above, just to give you a little helping hand and help find you a team. And remember, tonight we have Kim Carver's training happening at 8 p.m. in our Facebook group. He'll be going live. And so, yeah, let's get this Team Cup going. And I look forward to seeing you all, as always, every Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. And again, as I go live now every morning, which I'm absolutely loving, going live every morning and chatting to you all, and seeing all your swelfies and your stories and things that are happening for you during the day. It's I'm excited to do that too. So I'll see you that each morning. So I can see some people are putting some, yes, Kim Carver's training is, the plan is it's going to be a Facebook Live. So it will always appear in the Facebook groups. That'll automatically be there. Any clue on how to get more people is cold calling away. Well, you may just want to be on tomorrow night's call, 8 p.m. tomorrow. There's going to be some hints and tips around how to find customers and coaches. So I will see you later on Kim's training, and have an absolutely awesome day. See you guys.